Hello, I'm Nathan. Thanks for checking out my channel. If you enjoy my content, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. That way I can continue creating new content for you. If you'd like to support me directly, please consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/ndguthrie. The link is on screen and in the description below. Thanks for watching, and now on with the show. So for this session, I'm going to do several different things because for this block of code that I did last week, I made a lot of progress last Friday, I think it was. So as you can see, this is my code from last Friday, and I've started to add the comments in there, started to put the function header comments in there, and I've started breaking things apart. And you can even see from the mini map over here on the side that the code itself looks different. The visual representation of the mini map it's a little cleaner because you can just look at the mini map and you can see the header comments, the function comments, and you know that's where a function is, and you know there's a break in the code, break in the code, break in the code. So, and another thing that I try to do, I don't know if it's this way for every language, but I read in Java, several years ago, I was reading some books on Java, and I mean, one of the authors even said that 12 to 15 lines is all the more you want for a function. So by that definition, this function here is like way too big. So that should actually be broken apart. But sometimes things just get so axiomatic you can't break them apart anymore. So that's what you get kind of here. So, I mean, it's kind of nice, I think, to have the ability to view a function on one page. A screen or half a screen, I think that's a reasonable compromise, a reasonable goal to have. So if I go down here, sure, look at that. I mean, duh, it just prints the update, by ID menu. And here you have update by post by ID. And that's a little bit longer, but you understand the point. It doesn't last too long. Same thing with delete post, which we'll get into in this session. So why don't we go ahead and we'll just jump right into that, because I want to get the delete post functionality working. So we can go over here. So here is ours that we've been working on for the last couple of sessions. So as you can see, it's starting to get kind of cramped. So what I'll do, I'll take out this comment here because from last time we fixed that and we don't need that anymore. So get rid of that. And now we head down here, delete post. All right, we finally get to work on delete post. Yay. The delete post goes there. So we know we're going to do the same sort of thing as we've been doing the whole time. Give them a menu, give them a choice. So I'm not going to belabor this too long. So we got our menu here. Copy that over. Put that in there. So delete choice equals null. And then what else do we do here? I called it read choice here because I just copied from read C. So that's fine. So it equals input and a selection. So we're going to do a while delete choice is not equal to yes. Actually, it's 4 in this case. Okay, 4. We're doing the numerical one. All right. Not equal to 4 if delete choice equals 1. If delete choice 2. So now we know we're going to use several elifs. Paste that, paste, for is our break. And this needs to be 3. So 1. Author first name input. We're going to find the author. So we're going to find all of them. I know what I did here. So this, I'm still just working with 1 because as you can see, I'm indexing the 0 here. And I'll talk a little bit more about that because that's how you access the first element of the list that you have for post. So 1 step at a time. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this in here. 3 equals that. So we know we're going to do our delete. There's no by default. Delete equals input. Delete this post. Delete input. Delete this post. Yes or no? Did I use the default there? No, I just said a question. All right. If delete equals yes, post.delete 1. Where, okay, we're good. Where ID is post ID. Do I need the curly braces? Yes, I do. I do need my curly braces in there. So this is sending a JSON formatted query to database. Post ID. It's not a comma in this case, it's a colon. Post need. I think I need that. Hey, I believe that is correct. Hopefully that will work. Oh, that's what that's going on. Else. Here, break. Yes, we just break. Kick out of that loop. And we're pretty much, that's the delete. So in this case, now that we've got all that stuff, we've got our author first name. So we go down here to author last name, change this to our author last name, last name, last name, last name. And then we do the, this is the post title, I believe. Post title. Oops, nope. Yeah, actually. Post title equal enter. How did I say that? Post title. Yep. And this is just title. Control Z is your friend. And then everything else remains the same. So we're just changing the names in these blocks of text and the blocks of code, and then just accesses those particular parameters. And that's our delete. There's our delete. So we can actually try that now. So if I do, let's see here. I think this should be the correct directory. Should be all good to go. So let's see if delete post. Oh, wait a minute. I hope I have this correct. I don't know if I have this correct in the calling function. See, it's just actually going to print delete, so I actually need to call it. So if I do number 4 delete post, it's going to bring me back there. So I need to exit. No, I'll do this. Okay, and there we go. So I print delete. Yep. Okay, there we go. We're going to call it delete post, and we pass in posts. And we're good to go. Should be golden. Delete post. Try that. Try that one. So it found the first one because we're only finding one in this case, and I deleted the first, so we can delete the first one. Yep, we'll delete that. Capitalize it. Oh, messed up. What did we do? Oh, cannot be applied to cursor. Okay. So, what else do I need to make happen here? Well, that makes sense. It can't be applied to the cursor. So, I need to I think I need to do, and I need to execute it this way. Hopefully this will work. I think if I can access two-dimensional arrays and multi-dimensional arrays, this I believe is the correct way to do it. I might have to look it up. Save this for later. Okay, because you see we're calling post 0 here to print it, so that's the first post. So we're not, so posts is the cursor, but post 0 is the first element in the list. So I need the ID of the first element in the list. So maybe this will actually work. So we'll do our delete, and we'll delete my first name. Here goes nothing. Up. So I think it did it. It should have. I believe it did it, but what I'm missing a piece of logic that kicks me out of the delete loop. So what I need to do is come down here. So what needs to happen actually is after all this is done, here we go, I'm missing this. And this, each of these needs its own break because this break breaks out of the if statement, but we're still stuck in this this infinite loop because we never kick out of the loop once we're done with deleting a post. So all you got to do is do this here. Break there. So I think that should be okay. So see, I can do garbage there and it'll crash. Okay. Now if we go back and if we read posts, I believe I had 2 posts by Nate in there, so it should be down to 1. So we shouldn't actually see the one that says try this again or another post. So I should say let's see, we'll do by first name. Should be Nate, and we don't find it, so it did delete it. So yeah, cool. So we got the delete working. All right. So I'm going to exit out of that. No, we don't need to do that. So now delete is working. So let's see, what else am I doing up here? What I did do, another structural design thing that I did was to remove all of this logic from the read post and display results, and I put it all in read post display results. So let's see, I think I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing this for multiple posts, for multiple. Oh wow, yeah, I got pretty far in this. This is involved because I'm actually calling the update, because the update stuff does the same thing that read does, and then it updates. So I used the read block in read post display results to go so far, and then if I'm actually calling from the update function, I say, okay, go ahead and update. So we'll see. It should be logically clear here as we get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another function here. Let's go up to read, and I'll create this up here. So we'll give another space, def read post display results, I'm going to call it, and then I pass in posts, do that, let's see, read post, just post, yeah, post display results. So what I did for my design was I'm passing in, I don't pass in the post, I pass in the cursor, and I'm calling it a flag. You can call it whatever you want. In some types of programming, you have to set a flag. Got the contrast going on there. In some programming, you have to set a flag, and then in the course of running the application of the program, especially in low-level stuff, the application will see that flag set and then act accordingly. So all this is a Boolean. It's a true or false. So it basically says, I'm telling the application, I'm telling the function read post display results, okay, I'm calling you from just read post, or I'm calling you from update. So I'm giving the function, I'm making the function aware of what's calling it, and based on that, if it's read post, just display. If it's actually update posts, then I'm going to do one more thing. So digging into it, so we actually can go down here to read posts, and we can pull out all of this gobbledygook here. I think I'm going to be able to pull out this stuff. Let's see, how do I want to design this? I don't know, did I pull it, extract it there? Okay, I am taking out all that stuff. Yeah, I took out everything. So everything except for the input, all the way up to cursor. That's right. So I'm going to take out all this stuff here. All this comes out. And I think took out all that stuff. I believe so. Yes. Yep. Gotta get all that removed. That comes out. And if you notice from the last video, I think it was part 3. This should be part 4, I believe. I added this code in duplicate to the last name. This is the same code right here. This is the same code right here. So now we get to take all that away and make it its own function, which is really kind of cool. That's kind of the fun part. So I'll do this here, drop that in there, come up here, make sure we get our indentation correct, and this might be, let's see, do I need a loop in there? I don't think I need a loop. Oh yeah, no, it's the same loop. It's the same loop. View post equals yes. We're going to show. That's it. So you're going to pretty print the post. One post at a time. So in selected post. See, and then this is the only change. And I do not need that break, because that break is outside the bounds of the function. So all I'm going to do, I know that I'm going to pass in well, I don't know if I called it what I call it. I said flag equals true. So I say flag is true. So if, do I want to do that now? I'll do that now. Maybe I'll comment it out, and then that way I can show you the difference. If flag true, then we're going to cycle through these again and ask the user if they want to update the post. All right. So yeah, update post is null while update post is not equal to that, or update post is not equal to no. We are okay and good to go. So we want to get our user input, and we can just, let's see. I thought I had coded that up already here, but that's okay. I have not. Update this post, yes or no. Then if update post, only if update post equals yes, we're going to call update post by ID. And then we pass, since we have the post, we're going to pass by ID. And what is my, do I pass the post or do I pass the, I pass the whole array, I think, the pass posts into it. No, I don't. I pass the post and post ID. That's right, I have to, because update post by ID only works on one post at a time. So let's see, let's update post, and then here we go, update post by ID, there's post and post ID. So I'll save this, and it's going to be post and post. In this case, it's going to be post. Do that, do that, do that. And that should be okay. I believe that's everything. So on this one, at one point I was returning. I don't think I'm doing that right now. I think I read post display results. Let me see where I call that. Because at one point I was returning values with the function here, but I scrapped that as I moved forward. As you can see, the temp is grayed out. See, I don't do anything with temp there. So in this case, I don't think I even need to return anything. So nowhere that I'm calling this, nope, and nope, nowhere that I'm calling this do I use what I returned. So this is like a point in my process before I changed that and decided that I don't need to return anything. So I'm not going to return anything now. So that's fine. Just leave that as is. So that's okay. That loose end should be good. All right. So we'll do that. So read post display results. So we've got our entire function there. So we can go over here and we can go back down to read post. So we got all that out of there. And so we do a we pass in the cursor and the flag. How did I call this from over here? I want to make sure I get it right. So I pass in false because I'm not calling from the update function. I don't want to update. Update is false. So I want to pass in false. And oops. There we go. Okay. And then we do a break. How did I? Maybe I do need to do that for now. Why is that not like that? False is not defined. What do I get here if I do that? It doesn't like that either. Those displays is. How did I? See, it doesn't have a problem with it here. I don't know why. False is a variable. How did I use that? Well, this is the problem with dynamically typed operations, I guess you might say. So in order to clear this up, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this in quotes. There we go. So then I'm going to go back to this one here and say equals true. So if we pass it a string, true or false, you can read it in the code. And even though it's not an actual Boolean, I believe the same point gets across. Same functionality happens, so we should be okay. So there's true. So now I don't need to call that. And same thing here. So all this stuff goes away. And we just say, right there, that's it. Then we do a break. We can go there, we can go there. Oh, wait. Yeah, that all goes away. And there you go. That's our read function now. All right. So we save that. A lot nicer, a lot nicer. So I think that's getting there. So let me double check what else are we doing over here. So we've got our delete done, we've got our other update stuff done, we've got our read fixed. And I think now what needs to happen is this house cleaning stuff. So typically the way that I'll do this is just go in and start inserting these function header comments above my functions, and then we'll see where we're at. So to do that, just start at the top. So we've got create post. So usually start with a comment. Do that. You know, create your format. Let's see how they do this over there. Use an extra one. Yeah, all right. And then you just add whatever you like, really, depending on how you want to code. You know, we'll take this over here. So this is our create post. We got that one. Some of this stuff is just old school, the way that I was taught. So I'll try to explain what I mean by in, out variables. Some variables are passed in, some variables are passed out, some variables are passed by reference, and they go in, out. At least that's it. It's not a super exact thing. And to be honest, I had somebody grade me really hard on this. They graded us really hard. One moment, let me fix the light a little bit because that is really bright with the setting sun. There we go, and we still got plenty of light. Okay, good. So I had somebody grade me really hard and on this, and this one guy, he made our papers bleed, man. He just like with a red pen. He's just like, nope. So I mean, he's like, I got to see these function headers. So I was like, oh, okay. So I started putting in these function headers in the comments. Like, okay, in, out, whatever. Here it is. So it's not the most exact science, I suppose you might say, but it's there in case you want to read it. So I mean, it's not super necessary. I mean, I do like it because if I ever want to go back and detail the documentation, I can do that, and I can do it by hand, and that way I know what I'm looking at. So this is a helpful one. Returns doesn't return anything in this case, so it doesn't really matter too much. So then you provide a little description. Creates a post consisting of a user first name, user last name, a message title, message, and writes it to MongoDB, a test database. So you know what? I'm not going to type all that out. We're just going to do that. So, so there you go. So what you can do now is you can start chaining all this together and just start cleaning up the code because we started making a sizable mess. So I'm going to take that away. I think those are okay. I'm going to get rid of that. So here, again, here's just a way that I do things. You pick and choose as you like. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to start going down to each of my functions, and then I'll come back up and update all that and actually fill all this in. So now we're starting to really, look like something, So it's starting to, it's like, hey, man, this is, actually read this code and see what's going on. And you don't get, deer in the headlights, oh my God, 10,000 lines of code, or 100,000 lines of code or whatever, So it kind of helps break it up. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is good, solid, object-oriented design. This is good, solid, top-down implementation. Top-down design, bottom-up implementation. There we go. So then you can start taking out the print functions. And so let's see, there's our create post. Did I actually? No, you don't need to do that over there. So with that, I mean, I don't need this white space in here. So I can do all this, and I can get rid of that, and get rid of that. Boom, done. Nice, simple, easy. Read post, display results. We're fine there. What I want to show real quick, and I think I'm really nearing the end of stuff to talk about for right now. So all I really want to show is that, okay, well, we'll take this stuff out here. We're going to do this out here. We're going to say print read post submenu. That's all you got to do. Do that, define it. there, this goes here, this goes, need to copy that. There's that, do that, and then you just call, boom. And this will affect the same thing, and then you get less clutter in your read post function. And now you're really starting to look like something. You know, this is like, we've been at this a while. This is really we're really starting to refine it. A long time ago, wow, I think it's going back to high school. I read a book on writing well or something like that. The guy's name was Zinsser. I read because I remember this. It's just one of those things that sticks with you. He said in one of those books, I think it was that book, there is no good writing, only good rewriting. And that like one line out of that whole book like stuck with me. We're rewriting. So we're really digging in. We're actually refining what we want to say with this code. You know, we're deciding how we want to do this. So I think I'm happy actually right now. I think I'm happy leaving this right here for now, and I'll continue to clean it up and be ready for the next time. But yeah, let me let's do one final check. Maybe we'll see. Let's see if we can, if this actually, hey, boom, bam, was that? Look at that. That actually worked. See, we've got our read post. It called the submenu. If it got to there and it's working, no problems. So we're going to read by first name. There's that. Yeah. Boom. Mwah. So, cool. So I'm going to leave it there for right now. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Help me keep making this stuff for people because I like to do that, and we'll see where it goes. Till then, peace out.